I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
I think people are going to get bored of my disclaimers at the beginning of episodes, aren't they?
I think you're full of it.
Yeah. You may remember from either last week's or week before episode, I'd popped a little disclaimer on about coughing and funny noises, and because Grandad had a cold.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
It's got worse, hasn't it?
Yeah, what I did there is I thought, you know what, that's not enough. So I thought I'm gonna upgrade that bit. So yeah, so a couple of days after we recorded that episode, I ended up in a right state. And then the nice doctor told me, "Oh, well done, dickhead, you've got pneumonia." So
quite a gift, that.
Yes, yeah. Quite a talent. So
yeah.
You're gonna have to bear with me. There's gonna be some. I mean, yeah, that. There's gonna be some croakiness.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to edit all those out.
No, I think we're just going to have to accept the fact that there will be coughing.
You're going to be a bit spluttery this week, but
yeah,
you are on the mend. You are getting better. So
I am a lot better now. The cough is still there a little bit.
Yeah,
it's really gone. I mean, it's ruined lungs at the minute.
Yes,
it feels like I've got just the tiniest capacity in there.
An asthmatic ant with some heavy shopping.
Yes. Yeah, about that really. So yeah, I'm very much on limited duties at the moment.
Yes, you're not moving about much, are you?
No, because if I do, there's a lot of panting and gasping for breath, and it's like, what on earth is happening to me?
What a state to get in.
Oh, yeah, so
living up to your nickname there.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. It is. Yeah. So do excuse the noises, but I've got plenty.
I'm used to them now.
I've got plenty of liquids on standby because
very good. Good to lubricate. Yes.
Have to. Oh my goodness me! Yeah. So that's been a unnecessary ordeal for the sort of past 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever it's been. And very much bedbound, which was, I mean, by the sound of it, when you say it, you think, oh, that's quite nice. In practice, not so good.
I imagine it wears a bit thin fairly quickly.
Yeah, particularly at the beginning, because you think, oh, well, this is the worst I've felt. Because I rode it out for a couple of days thinking, oh, it'll go away. Thinking, oh, it was just the cold got a little bit worse. Which was
cool. Well, you are a bloke. I mean, yeah. You're going to ignore it for a while.
Yeah, I can categorically say that was a mistake.
Yes, yes, I'm sure.
So yes, then the doctor prescribed many nice things,
many treats,
and I was rattling for quite some time. So yeah, we're all right.
All the pills. Yes.
All the pills. But yeah, so I slept through a reasonable amount of what's going on in the world, and I awoke to realise it's all still utterly bollocksed.
Yes, it's still all knackered. Yeah, absolutely. No one's fixed it while you've been away. No
one's fixed it. And in car world, I obviously haven't driven one.
No, you've been a bit lacking on that front, haven't you? You haven't set foot in a vehicle for quite a while now.
No, I haven't been in a vehicle. I know. I think mine's flat as a pancake, so that's going to need dealing with.
Oh, almost certainly. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, it's typical, isn't it? Because when I became out of action, I already hadn't used it for some time before that as well. Just hadn't really go anywhere.
That's true.
So yes, that poor thing is going to have to drag out the well, they say battery. It's more like suitcase in the back of that.
It is quite a big one in those, isn't
Massive.
it? Yes, it is huge in those.
Yeah.
Yes.
I tell you what, with lung capacity like this, I am going to be panting when I pull that bloody thing out.
I think you ought to leave that for a little bit. Yeah. I don't think you should be doing that tonight, really.
No, I'm certainly not doing it tonight. No. No. When I crest the stairs in a panting mess, I think that's a sign of how manky it is. But yes,
we shouldn't be lifting car batteries at this early stage.
No, I've just got my own stranded vehicle to worry about, but fortunately it's on the driveway, so
it's not in anyone's way. It's fine. Yes.
No, but I must deal with it because you know what it'll be like. The second I need it, it'll be bollocks! I forgot to charge it.
Forgot to change. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
No. It will be covered in that Sahara rain we had as well.
Oh, good. I missed that. When was this?
Everything is absolutely filthy. It was the beginning of the week.
Was it?
Yeah. Everything is absolutely covered in it.
I was still in bed.
Yeah, you missed all that. Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah. So you'll find it might be a bit mucky when you go out.
Okay, well that'll be another treat then.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, I'd just go and clean it, but like I've said to you before,
you could get your hose out. Yeah, not like that.
No, don't do that on it. No. But as I've said to you before, it's like I really enjoy cleaning cars, but I don't because the bloody neighbour. All he does, the second you set foot outside the house, I mean, you have, like, for instance, if you want to take the recycling out, you have to do it so quickly. He must just sit at the bloody front window going, there he is. I'll go and talk to him and will not shut up.
Is this the one from opposite? This isn't the guy with the car that you're looking to buy?
No. It's the guy directly next door.
Okay.
Yeah, and he just, all he does is just this. You go outside your house and do anything, he's out and he's talking.
He's on it.
He's on it, and he will not shut up. And if you're cleaning, he'll tell you which products he prefers and why.
Because you want to know.
Yeah.
When you're in the middle of it, using the products that you've bought. Yes. You want to hear why they're all wrong.
No, it's just, I don't need that.
You don't want to do it like that.
Oh, I think my worst one was when I took a bin bag out once, and it was
Reckless.
the day after the Brexit vote.
Oh no!
And I lifted the lid on the wheelie bin, and he's out there, and he's telling me it's brilliant. It's the outcome he wanted. Why it's brilliant. That was half an hour of my life. And it got to the end of the half an hour conversation. He went, "What about you? What did you vote for?" I went, "Remain," and walked off. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yes.
So
he doesn't deserve to be listened to, clearly.
Oh my goodness me, what a pain in the arse. So you can't go, I mean, you can't even just wang a hose over the car. That's
too
bad.
Long. Well, I've said you can always come around here and do it.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Yes.
We don't get that around here because we're a bit more separated.
You are indeed, which is that's the sweet spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still not even seen the Puma, which is ridiculous.
You haven't, have you? And we've had that for quite a while now. Yes.
Yes.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
Well, it was just thinking, get this jewellery nonsense out of the way and then go, right, then I'll be round after that. Oh, no, got to catch up on the work. And then, I'll be round after that and go, no, I've managed to catch pneumonia now.
Pneumonia now, yes.
So,
I'm sure we'll get together at Christmas.
I'm on my way, don't worry. What an absolute idiot. Yeah, so, and also I spotted today, after sort of, living in my own little grotty world in a bedroom. It would appear that the Chancellor has figured out how to use a petrol pump.
Or vaguely. Very vaguely.
What on earth was that about?
I don't know. It's a bit of a pathetic effort.
I would just, I, and then I saw a bit of footage of him trying to pay and not. It couldn't.
Yes, he
What on
didn't know
earth is
how
a bank card?
he didn't know how contactless worked. Yeah.
Man of the people, there you see.
Oh, he's the everyman. Yeah, that's right.
I just,
Total a word
oh,
I can't say.
I just,
Yes, I know. Yes. The millionaire man of the people,
oh, what a twat.
married to a billionaire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unbelievable. And
Mm.
I mean, I've seen it before where people have said that his likeness to Dan from Alan
Yes.
Partridge. Sir Rishisworth of Sunexshire as I live and breathe.
Yes.
Yes.
It is.
Just
He
grot.
dissects people, Lynn.
I've got wood there. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a horrible thought, that is.
Look, I mean, I know they do all these staged things for PR, but that
They
was
do.
ridiculous.
That really showed it up, didn't it, really? That was just so awful.
It just.
What was the car? I didn't notice what the car was.
It was a Kia Rio, but I don't
Oh,
even
of
think
course it was.
I don't think it was his, was it? I think
I wouldn't
wasn't
have
it.
thought so.
He just accosted someone at this particular petrol station. I believe it was Sainsbury's from the photo.
It was a Sainsbury's, yes, that's right.
Yeah, so he accosted someone, and then man of the people. I rolled up the sleeves on my tailored shirt to.
Oh, well, they always do that, don't they?
to fill up the petrol.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, what's this measured in flagons? Is it? Yes. Oh, what on earth?
When they do those staged having a pint down the local things with Boris, they've always got the sleeves rolled up, and haven't they? It's page 1 of the how to look like a normallo manual.
I just, yeah, and after he said that, what was it? Oh, we'll knock 5p off, was it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great, but that's like throwing a deck chair off the Titanic at the minute, dickhead.
Yes, quite. That's really not going to make any difference. It was a Kia. You're quite right.
Mm.
Yes, it was.
It's just it's so embarrassing to watch because I can't imagine he's ever had to pump fuel himself. He certainly
no.
Judging by the transaction, he's never had to buy anything.
He certainly never had to pay for it. I suspect that's the closest he's ever been to a Kia.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
I would have thought. Yeah, absolutely. The ministerial Jaguar will have been just around the corner. Yeah, it was a pathetic effort. It really was.
Yes.
Man of the people.
Absolute prick.
Yes, that's it.
So yeah, I did.
That's the one.
Just had to get that out there after sitting. Obviously, he did the rounds on Twitter, but my goodness me.
Of course. Yeah, well, they won't let that go, will they? No.
No, and rightly so. We need to mock.
Oh, we do. Yes.
Just this amps. Oh dear. Yeah. He's angry about that.
Yeah, I think rightly so. Yes, it was hopeless, but fuel a little bit pricey at the moment.
It would appear so. Yes, but you've experienced that much more than I have.
I got stung yesterday. Yeah, I got proper beaten up at a petrol pump. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my God.
The Puma was on fumes, and I had to go somewhere for work, so it had to have some in it. I've been avoiding it, but I had to do it. Yeah, but yes, half a tank for 50 quid was that hurt a bit.
How many liters did that get you?
Not many. I don't know how big is a tank in a Ford Puma.
I can't imagine it's that large. And
no, I don't think it is.
And yet you still sunk 50 quid into it.
Yeah, well, exactly. We like facts on this podcast, so I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah. You go and gather us a fact, and I mean, this is going to upset you more than me. So,
oh, gosh, it's given me the new Ford Puma. Oh God,
ugh,
which
nobody
is a
wants to hear
very
that.
different vehicle that we would not be celebrating the purchasing of.
No, we don't celebrate that, and we don't praise that at all on this podcast.
No, we do not.
No, you can keep your SUVs. Thank you very much.
It has a 40-liter tank, apparently. It was right down on empty when I pulled in there.
Oh
The
my
fuel
goodness.
light was on, and it was right down on empty because I'd done a couple of journeys with the fuel light on. So it was, and I think once the fuel light's on, you've got about 50 miles, something like that.
Okay.
So I
So,
probably had about 20 miles worth left in it. And when I'd put my 50 quid in, it was just over the halfway mark. Yeah, so I think we could say that's probably 19 or 20 liters. Yeah.
oh dear.
Yeah, well, good.
So, oh my goodness me. So if if the climate was correct and you picked perhaps the wrong petrol station that was charging ever so slightly more than
Mm,
well the astronomical prices that everyone is,
mm.
you might even touch three figures filling that up.
Yeah, I think you could just about do that. Yeah, I think
Oh
you
my
probably
god!
could. Yeah,
What
yeah.
a why is this happening?
That's bad, isn't it?
Oh
It's the biggest advert I've ever seen so far for electric cars.
well, there's going to be a lot of smug people.
There already are.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know the cost of electric is going up as well, but not that much.
No, no, no. Oh my goodness me! Yes. So no, they are allowed to be smug.
They've
It's
got
just,
the yes, I think so.
but having seen it this week, the world seems to be going giddy about another bloody SUV electric. That Nissan.
Yes, the Avaya.
It's
Yeah,
please, please, please piss off.
yeah. There's been yeah. I mean, there were sort of funny you should mention it. There were three bits of electric car news this week that stuck out to me. That was not one of them. I know Mr. Smith has done a review of it, but I have yet to watch it.
Mhm.
Um, it's certainly not a car I'm particularly interested in, but
Looks awful as well.
I just yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah,
Mm.
it's not a looker at all. But while we're on the subject of not a looker at all, there is a new version. You say like segue there.
Lovely,
Um, yeah,
smooth.
they were electric as well. The there is a new version of the Mercedes EQS.
Oh, for God's sake!
Now, that's very much not a looker, but in its favour, it is not an SUV.
No, this is true.
It is at least a proper saloon car. So
Yes, but
they have increased they've increased the specs a bit, and there is now a version that they claim will do 453 miles on a charge.
I saw this. I
Mm.
also saw the price.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's getting up there. Yeah,
I would say piss take, surely. Do you not think?
you could say that. Yes, I must admit I didn't know numbers went that high, but
For
apparently
for
they do.
for a dull-looking Mercedes.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
right.
a German salesman's saloon. Yeah.
Yeah, because the price I
Hmm.
saw was 102,000 and some extra pounds. I can't remember the exact one, but
Oh no no
102,000
no
stuck out as a
no
starting
no
price.
no 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 no. That's for the lesser range one.
Oh, that's for the. Oh, wow. Oh, God. And then
Yeah,
what's
no,
the?
no, 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 no. There are a number of different versions of it.
Mhm.
The the one that will do there's one that will do 407 miles
Yep.
range, and then there's the 453 mile one. That's the new one.
Mhm.
The price that I've seen is 100 and just shy of 114 £1,000.
Is that for the longest range one?
No, that's for the 407 miles one.
Oh my goodness me.
The 453-mile one, they have yet to release the price. But I think based on that scale, you're probably going to be looking somewhere around 100 and 130 grand, I reckon, probably for that one.
That's insane. I'm
Yeah.
sure I saw as well. I've not bothered to look it up because I got bored. There will be, or is already an AMG version for.
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah.
Someone said about 160,000.
You could be right. I haven't seen a price for that, but
Just
yeah.
go. You all right, Tal?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that really does it for me. No.
No, that's just nonsense. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
I
But
just
compare that as you have to, because it's very much in exactly the same place in the market. Compare that to the Model S, which will do that sort of range. In fact, it will still do a touch more than that. Well, the Plaid edition's about 105, but the rest of the edition, rest of the range is below 100.
which is crazy. You think, well, that's a no-brainer. Just go and get one of those.
Yeah, why would you have them? Why would you have the Merc?
That just you wouldn't. You'd have
You wouldn't.
you'd have a Model S, or you'd suck up a loss of range and you'd buy a Taycan.
Or you'd have the Taycan. Yeah, that's right.
I don't really understand where they've positioned themselves there.
No, I don't really see much of a case for buying the Merc.
Yeah,
Not at that price.
Too expensive.
Way too expensive.
Doesn't look very nice.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Both the Model S and the Taycan are very attractive cars. The Mercedes just isn't.
Yeah, I don't get it.
No, I don't get it. Not at that price. If they brought that out at, say, well, even if it was 70 or 80, you'd think, well, maybe that's a bit more, where it should be. But over 100 or over 120?
No.
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 I mean, what about?
No.
I mean, you look. It does seem daft because you look at some of the Audi stuff and go, you think, oh, that's quite expensive, and then Mercedes have made it just look silly.
Yeah, they have. Audi are turning out some quite nice stuff at the moment.
I did see the A6 electric, the Avant.
Yes, the e-tron version of that. Yes, very nice. Yeah. And again, available in proper estate form. Lovely. I mean, it's a big old thing, but yeah, I saw that. I thought, oh, excellent. There's another estate car on the electric market.
Well, that's it. And it needs to be, I mean, yeah, they're all premium ones at the moment, but
yeah,
you think, well, even if it's got an internal combustion engine in them, most estate cars tend to be on the more premium side at the moment.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah, if you look at the estates that are available, they do tend to be better spec'd than you can get. They're only available in the higher trim levels and the bigger engines. That's been true for a while, actually. Yeah.
Well, there we go. I mean,
but
it is what it
yeah,
is.
lovely offering from Audi there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sensible choice. But no, it's not a sensible choice. It's
no, it's not.
It's ludicrously expensive, but it's
it is. But you look at the price of fuel at the moment. I mean, if you're doing even just commuter mileage, you're going to be spending more than the monthly lease would be on something like that.
It swings and roundabouts, isn't it, at the moment?
It is really, yeah. It's not what the fuel prices at this level are showing is that actually it's not as clear cut as you might have thought.
Yes.
And that going for an electric, even a premium electric like that, it actually makes even more sense.
Yeah. But
yeah, it's interesting. We're weird times we're living in at the moment.
Yeah, it's
weird times. But couple of other bits of electric news that caught my eye this week,
Go on then.
over the last week or so. VW have finally unveiled the final edition of the ID Buzz.
Ugh.
It's not an SUV.
It's not, but it's a hipster wagon.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I just
but
the stigma that comes with that. I cannot be doing with that
they're
VW.
going to be everywhere.
They are going to be everywhere, and I'm going to be livid. It's
You
just
are.
yeah. The driver's going to be in there with his check shirt on, with his man bun, cradling his coffee, cocooned in a hollowed out avocado. It's just yeah. I'm all right.
It's not for you, that one, then.
No, not for me. That one, I'm afraid.
No, fair
That's a
dues.
hard no.
It's a hard no from you. I thought you might be a bit more sympathetic to that, given that it's not an SUV.
No. Now we've hit one of Grandad's other buttons of going VW scene. No, I'm all right, Tar.
What about it in proper van form? No windows, no back seats, van, which they will be doing.
No,
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 still not.
still a van. It's overpriced.
That's true.
It's
And
just,
if the build quality of the rest of the ID range is anything to go by, it's going to be a bit wobbly.
it's the same as anyone driving around and go, oh, I've spent 40 grand on a transporter. And go, well done. You've bought a van with an ancient diesel engine that's got some air conditioning and slightly nicer seats. Well done, dickhead.
You got a point. It's a
Yeah,
fair point.
it's a scene that I do not understand and have no wish to be a part of.
No, I'm inclined to agree. But it was a significant car launch, so I thought it was worth a mention.
It's worth a mention,
Um,
but I have I have no desire to be part of hashtag van life. Thank you.
No, nor do I.
Good. Right. So that's
Nor do I. It might appeal more to one of our lovely friends, but not for me. The only other bit of news this week was that Tesla have started manufacturing from their new Berlin factory.
I did see that, and
Yes,
there were some shots of Mr. Musk looking.
he was there.
He was there.
Well, he is cutting his own hair these days, so do bear that in mind. He
It
he did a
looks like he's
little,
starting to melt now.
yeah,
His face is going.
it is a bit.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think
well,
he's been out in the sun too long now.
yeah, well, he lives in Texas these days, so
Oh god, yeah. So
yeah, well, we know he's an alien. It's all just a latex mask, isn't it? So it's
it
going to
is.
come off sooner or later.
It's going to be like that bit in Men in Black where the chap gets possessed by the bug and the skin starts hanging off him.
That's it. It will be just like that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he did a bit of dad dancing on the production line. Did you notice that? That's always good when he starts is throwing his moves, throwing some shapes there on the production line.
No, it's in Germany of all places.
Oh, well, he doesn't care, does he? He operates to his own rules,
He does.
and yeah, he delivered the first. He personally handed over the first 30 Model Ys that came off the Berlin production line.
Very good.
So they are up to speed finally with their Berlin factory. It is. He has said that UK production of 3 and Y will come from Berlin. So
Makes sense, doesn't it? Really,
it does make sense, and people are obviously expecting big things in terms of an improvement in build quality. So yeah, that will be Tesla's 4th factory now up and running.
pretty cool.
Yeah, so
yeah. Well,
it was a little bit of car news that caught my eye this week.
Okay. Well, I've got one more bit. We get electric again. Actually, I don't know if it was this week or week before. I am out of touch, but this is something I'm still undecided on. Actually, but in 2025, Porsche have announced that the 918, which is the Cayman and the Boxster, will be all electric.
Oh my!
So
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
so
we knew it was coming, because they were
so
going to
yeah,
have to do that eventually.
but
Um,
it's like, oh dear, how do we feel about that?
ooh.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, I can see where they've started with 718, because well, you got to build up to the 911.
Yes, of course. Yes, they can't just jump straight in with that.
Yeah,
No,
that's a touchy crowd at the best of times.
it's coming. There will be an electric version of it. There's bound to be. I mean, there has to be, doesn't there?
Mm.
Really. I mean, they haven't got any choice anymore. Um, but yes, that's interesting. I think Cayman is a good place to start.
Yeah, I suppose.
Um,
Yeah, the Cayman Boxster,
hmm.
they're not as ingrained, are they? So
They're not as ingrained. They don't. People don't get as worked up about them. They're not as precious about those.
mm,
And I think also the place that they occupy in the market is not a bad place to interject some electric sports cars.
so yeah,
Yeah,
I'm struggling.
I'm
I
all
don't
right
know.
with that.
I
I'm
don't
all
know.
right with that. I think. I,
I, I
I
think I
guess we
think
need to see that. Are they going to carry on making the petrol ones as well, or is this to replace them?
you see, I didn't read it that far enough, but it did say all
Mm.
electric, so that suggests all
Well,
done. Because I think their gist is, and don't
that
quote me on
suggests not a hybrid.
I think what they're saying is they're going to go all electric 718, and
Mm.
I'm sure I've read somewhere that 911 is going to go hybrid. So
Oh,
they'll
okay.
work up to it, I suppose.
Well, hybrids are going to be banned along with petrol and diesel, so yeah, it's going to have to be a stepping stone.
Yeah. So
But
I think
I
they've.
don't know. I think hybrids have had their day, to be honest.
Mm,
I think it's time to move on from hybrids. You don't really need them anymore. You've got the range and you've got the charging speeds in pure electric that I don't really see a massive use case for a hybrid now. When you've got electric cars that can do 300-400 miles on a
no,
charge.
no, I know what you
Um,
mean. I think the only reason behind it is they're just being gentle with the 911 crowd. I think.
understand that they understand their market and they understand the sort of people that buy the cars, and jumping straight for pure electric might be a bit of a shock to the system. Although, as we've said, the clock is running on that now.
Yeah,
Um,
but
but
yeah. Mm.
I mean, hybrid. That's quite a complex system to cram into what is quite a small car.
But I suppose they've got their hybrid knowledge from Le Mans. So this is
Yeah,
not.
well, and the Panamera,
Mhm, mm.
because that's hybrid, isn't it? That's available as a hybrid. Um,
That's true. They did. They also actually. It was a few years back now. Actually, they raced a hybrid 911 at the Nurburgring 24 hour.
oh, okay.
I do believe the hybrid system is actually provided by Williams,
Interesting. Okay.
because they Williams had that whole hybrid part of their business. It was a completely separate thing for a while.
Yeah.
I got a feeling they flogged it actually.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah.
well, they've been in it was financial dire straits for quite some time. I mean, they're not even
Yeah.
Williams isn't even Williams anymore. There's no family ownership anymore. It's all gone.
No, it's all gone, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
I did read actually on the subject of Porsche that there are plans to do, again, this won't interest you, but while we're on the subject, there are plans to do an electric KN.
Great.
Yeah, I knew you'd be ahead of the queue for that.
I mean, I know they're going to do one, and I
Yes.
am eternally grateful that it wasn't the first one they did.
To their credit, yeah, they went with a saloon car first. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm so pleased about that. I mean, because
Yeah.
it could have been. Part of me thinks it would have been an easier engineering task to do the KN first.
Almost certainly it would. Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, I,
Yeah.
yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things, this whole 918 all electric, that's not 918, sorry, 718,
Yeah.
um, all electric is interesting.
It is interesting, and I think they've got to start somewhere with it, haven't they? They've
Yeah.
got to do it. They've got to do it.
Well, they have,
Um,
and
so you
it's
know,
they have to do
um,
it, and they've already started doing it, and they started by introducing a whole new car. So it's
yes,
stepping stones, isn't it?
that's true. They're not. They weren't stepping on anyone's sacred ground there, were they? They're
Mm.
saying, well, this is a completely new model. Nobody's had this before. This is a completely new part of our range. So
Yeah,
we're not sullying any bloodlines here. We're not going to upset anybody. This is a completely new thing. Um, but the technology that they've developed with that now does have to filter down to the rest of the range.
yeah.
So,
So it's kind of
um,
has to be
yeah,
stepping
I
stones.
think starting with those actually, as you say, because there isn't the community, if we can
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it
yeah,
that. Let's call it that. Let's call it a community
yeah,
um, that there is around the 911. Because they need to start getting those buyers used to the idea of Porsche producing electric cars.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good shout because the Taycan is very much revered. I think people
oh, it
people like
is
that. Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's a proper Porsche, isn't it?
yeah,
Really,
yeah,
I
and
think it is.
yeah, people who know have said that, and you think, well,
Yeah,
right, that's a good start. So let's,
it's a really well thought out car. Yes, it hasn't got the best battery and motor technology available on the market, but it's very good, and it is their first attempt.
hmm, it's
Um,
only going to get better, really, isn't it?
exactly. Yeah, that's right.
So
Um,
right, well, that's okay then. So
hmm.
I think, yeah, talking it through, I think I'm slightly more all right.
Yeah, no, I think that's all right. I think you'll be okay with that. I don't think you
Yeah,
need to worry about that. No, they're not.
okay.
They're not. I think they're. Yeah, like you say, they're probably approaching that in quite a respectful way.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Um,
quite sensible.
yeah, I think so. Little by little, they're just. They've got to do it, but I think they are doing it in um, quite a sensible, quite a well thought out way. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Well, all right. We're all right with that then. Um, a completely random bit of car nonsense. Um, I was having a sort out with some bits and bobs from my dad
Oh yeah.
um, before having ruined lungs. Um,
Mm.
and we came across a lovely little treat, actually. I knew I had it, but it was just one of those things when we were looking for some other stuff, this appeared. Um,
Oh yeah.
and I have from 2001. I've got a press launch kit of the Aston Martin Vanquish.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'll bring you a couple of photos. I'll when this comes out, I'll chuck them on the gram and all that caper.
Yeah, pop them up. Yeah.
Um, but an half a treat because it came about because Dad's in the printing business,
Mhm.
and he printed these. He was the person who actually made them.
Oh wow. Okay.
Um,
Wow, that's very cool.
yeah, let's. Oh dear, no, hang on. I can't do them all at once. Apparently, I don't have enough Discord to do that.
No, Discord is limited.
Yep. So I'll have to do one at a time. Apologies for that. Once you see what's in it, you'll realise why I was quite pleased because it's not only is there just a bit of text gumph, there's proper photographs as well.
Let's see what we got here. Well, you have a CD-ROM of some sort there.
Yes, it has a
Oh,
really,
look at that.
really cheesy video on it. I haven't watched it recently. I don't have anything to play a bloody CD-ROM on.
You've not
Um,
even got a USB one knocking around somewhere.
no, no, I'm
Yeah.
all out. Um,
Dear, oh dear.
I've got amusingly, I've got one computer with a DVD drive in it, but it's only in there because I can't find the blanking plate for the case, and the drive itself doesn't work.
It's just there to plug up
Yes,
the hole and keep your airflow right.
that's
Yeah.
exactly it. So yes, yeah, have a quick squiz at that.
That's lovely. It's in the Bond color scheme.
It is indeed.
Nice, oversized, shaped rear number plate. I enormously approve of that.
Yeah, that is
Um,
nice. Isn't
that is nice. It's the Rover 75 rear plate there. Yes,
it?
it is. It's the
It
same
is.
shape.
Yeah, yeah,
It is exactly the same.
yeah, yeah. It's but yeah,
Because
it's
when you're on these number plate sites where you can buy plates, it lists that shape as Rover 75 stroke Aston Martin Vanquish.
yeah, yeah.
It's the only time you'll see those two cars together.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? But, yeah,
Very nice. Very nice. Those are wonderful photographs.
yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
yeah,
it was a cracking looking car, that wasn't it?
yeah, yeah. A lot of time for that. I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing that I mean, if you're gonna have one, everyone says you have to get that gearbox sorted.
Yes, it ruins it by all accounts. Yes.
Yeah, people say it's just appalling.
Yeah, it just won't select gears properly when you want them. Um, the
No,
Vanquish S, which came slightly later, apparently was slightly better, but it was still a bit crap. And
yeah,
there are
that's
quite a few out there where people have had the gearboxes replaced.
well, you can get them replaced at Aston Martin, can't you? You can have a works conversion.
Oh, that's true, actually. Yes, I'd
Yeah,
forgotten that. Yes, you're right.
they
Yeah.
realised how awful it was.
Yeah, it was terrible. I remember when Top Gear reviewed it, that was their big thing. They said it's a really good car, but it's ruined by its gearbox because it
Yeah.
just doesn't work properly.
No, that's it. It was. I think they tried to be a bit too clever, a bit too quickly, didn't they? Because
Yeah,
um, there was a time where people were obviously taking manual gearboxes and automating them, but that was a few years down the line when they
yeah,
developed
yeah.
dual clutch systems, things like that. Whereas this,
Because it was paddle shift, wasn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, but it
yeah,
was an electronic paddle shift
yeah, on a manual box.
on a manual box, and it just wouldn't select the gears when you pulled the pedals. There was this huge delay. Um,
And there
so
was that.
it wouldn't select properly when you because I remember it affected the lap times and things that were done with it
Hmm.
because it wouldn't select the gears when the driver wanted it.
Well, there was also that as not only was the delay in selection, there was also the issue of going, well, it's for all intents and purposes for the driver, you are being given essentially automatic gearbox controls,
Yeah,
but it doesn't have a torque converter or anything like that, so it can't creep. You can't,
no, I
you
remember
can't,
they said
you
that.
can't
Yeah,
queue, you can't hill start.
yeah, you can't. It was a nightmare parking it as well because it wouldn't, like you say, it wouldn't crawl. It wouldn't go at slow speeds.
No, no,
So
and if
you either ram the car behind you or you drive at very high speed into the car in front of you.
yeah, so those are your options, and if you
Yeah.
did somehow manage to make it creep by really, really being ginger with the throttle, you actually end up ruining the clutch.
Yeah, because
So,
it's just not designed to be used like that. I remember when Clarkson first drove it, I'm sure it was the Vanquish, he actually managed to get wheel spin whilst doing a 3-point turn
oh dear.
because it wouldn't work properly.
So yes, manual box then, please.
It affected the used prices of them as well for years.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
were selling for way less than they should have. Because people simply didn't want them until there was the alternative gearbox options that there are now. People just didn't want them, and people who'd bought them new were selling them cheap because they just wanted to get rid of them. They were fed up with them.
Yeah,
It was such a shame. They ruined what was otherwise a really good car.
yeah. It is a
Um,
shame because I mean
yeah,
it's a stunner.
it is absolutely gorgeous. I know Ian Callum has sort of reimagined it now.
I mean, it's only subtle tweaks, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean he's kind of taken out the things that he was forced to do because it was going to be a mass-produced car.
Yeah,
Like the Jaguar XK mirrors and things like that. That Yeah, he had no choice. He was told, "You are going to use these mirrors because we've
Yeah,
already got them."
that's right.
So, yeah.
And the Ford switchgear inside,
And all the Ford switchgear and the Volvo sat nav and all that stuff.
all of
Yes,
the bits and
that's
bobs.
right,
Yes, because it
indeed.
is. It does. Yeah, because you look inside those ones and you think you've got this gorgeous out exterior, and you get inside and go, "Oh, this is quite luxurious." And everything. You look at the dash and the buttons and go, "Oh, great."
Yeah, and you look at it
Mondeo.
and you've got the key from a 20 grand Mondeo.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which I mean, which is fine. Don't mind a Mondeo, but when you buy an
No,
Aston Martin, you
that's
think,
yes, you're
can we
not.
do better than this?"
Yeah, you've paid a lot more than Mondeo money for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could I have a nicer key and some buttons that don't creak and things like that, please? Yes.
But yes, it's yeah. So I was so delighted to find that. I I
That's a lovely thing.
mm,
That's a really lovely thing. You should hold on to that.
mm.
That's a really nice thing, that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that now that's been dug out, that can go on the shelf with the other bits and bobs.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Gotta love a bit of a brochure.
Yes, yeah, because that was I still remember Dad was sort of mid-90s to early 2000s. He was doing their
Okay.
majority of their printing.
Nice work.
So yeah, that was a nice little thing. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I was quite pleased because when what would I have been? 2001. I was of a decent age. I wasn't a kid at that particular moment,
No, no, you'd have
but
been, yeah.
I would have been late. I can't even do maths. It's too. I'll blame the illness. Yeah, there would have been late teens.
Yes,
Uh,
absolutely. Yeah.
but yeah, I think I got the press kits for the Vanquish before the press did,
Ah, brilliant.
so that was good.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Um, and there was a point where some of the earlier I do have it somewhere as well. I've got a DB7 manual, and it came in like a ring binder thing. It was
Oh,
quite the
lovely.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There was all sorts of treats that he used to be able to bring home. But yeah,
When we sold the Fiesta recently, and I was, sorting out the paperwork to pass on to whoever has it next, I found the original brochure for that.
oh, very
Um,
good.
that covers all the Fiestas in the range at that time. So that would have been a 2016 full Ford Fiesta brochure. It's like 50, 60 pages. It's quite a substantial thing. Um, God, I love a brochure.
Did do they still do them?
I suppose places that have proper dealerships will do
I just,
printed brochures. Yeah.
I mean, I've not. I honestly cannot remember the last time I was anywhere near a car dealership.
No. It
I
would have been because Tesla doesn't count because it's not a dealership as
no,
such.
that's
So it
it's
would have been when I bought the Jag XF because I bought that from a Jaguar main dealer. So yeah.
Christ. Yeah, I think I did. What's it? I mean, for a while after buying the Volvo, that was serviced at Volvo and looked after by them. But they're just, you know what it's like when it becomes a sort of tipping point in age. You go, this really isn't worth
Oh
the
yeah,
money.
absolutely. Yeah, no,
Um,
you can't.
so yeah, but
Yeah.
I can't even remember when that was. That was quite some time ago now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
But
it would have
even then,
been,
I can't
yeah.
remember seeing brochures.
Maybe they only give out if you're buying a brand new car, which of course with the Fiesta we were. But
Maybe.
the Jaguar I wasn't. That was used. So
Be
um,
interesting to see if it's. I mean, because gone are the days of. I don't know. Even the motor shows of years gone by when you could go and get reams and reams of.
oh, fill up your little bag. Yeah,
Yeah.
so to speak. Not like that.
Oh no, no,
Um,
not like that. But no, no. Oh, these are things we're going to have to treasure now, aren't we?
Oh, I think so. I think so. I remember my dad used to bring home brochure because he was a motoring journalist for a while. He used to bring home brochures for me to look at, and
Oh,
yeah, I used to
love
love
that.
them. Just that, absolutely. I remember I remember there were a lot of Ford brochures,
Mhm.
and I remember, yeah, going through those. I remember I had brochures for, with Granada and then later Sierra and all that stuff. I just remember the smell of them and everything.
Oh,
And they were just, glorious things they were. Used to spend hours just looking through those.
yeah, yeah. You can lose yourself as a kid doing
Oh,
that
you
sort of
really
thing.
can. You really
Mm,
can. Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah,
The printed brochure, I fear may be a thing of the past, but I'm not sure.
yeah. Well, I think it is. I mean, you think the majority of people are they actually going to car showrooms or are they just going online and
And they're just
going?
ordering. I mean, more and more cars now, particularly the newer electric ones, you do order online.
Well, even
Um,
if it's not an electric one, you're going right. I want something fairly bog standard. You go on and you go right. Who's got the best leasing deal or something like that?
well, that's how you buy cars these days, isn't it? Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I imagine it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, the way you made your most recent purchase is very retro. Um,
um, yeah, although I found it online, of course.
yeah, well, that's allowed, but yeah, it's
Yeah. But yes, I actually had contact with a human being. Yes, it was quite disturbing. Um,
crazy talk.
yeah, yes, can't be doing that.
But yeah, I think. Oh, well, I mean, not only is a brochure a thing of the past. I mean, it can't be that long until showrooms are buggered off.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? The whole car dealership model in the electric world, I think, is going to struggle.
Mm.
Um, and more manufacturers now, even mainstream manufacturers are going to order online and we'll deliver the car. Don't really need a showroom.
Well, you think
Um,
how much are they spending on showrooms and
oh,
staff and
oh, absolutely.
just
The dealership business model is a very expensive way of doing it,
mm,
and they make their money not actually out of selling cars, but in maintaining them. Well, electric cars don't need anything like the maintenance. So
so that's
the
kind of
whole the whole thing that pays for the dealership and pays for the showroom is going to be gone. So I don't think it's necessarily a function of people changing their behavior. I think it's just they simply won't be able to exist.
mm.
Um, the work that pays for them won't be there. And more manufacturers now are getting mobile engineers who will come to your house to do what little servicing is necessary.
Yes, yes,
So
Tesla and their Rangers.
Tesla and the Rangers, yes, absolutely, but they're not alone in doing that. There
No,
are
no,
others now.
no. This is
Um,
true. It's just they're not they just happen to have a ridiculous name.
they happen to have a ridiculous name, and they were one of the first to do it. But yes, the Tesla Rangers, who are a fine bunch, and
I'm not disputing their abilities. I just think the name is appalling.
they are starting to back away from that a little bit to their credit. They are
It's
now calling
ridiculous.
them they're calling them mobile technicians or something now, I think. I
Okay,
don't think they're, yeah.
that's slightly more accurate, isn't it?
The
So,
Tesla Rangers.
mind you, it's as much nonsense as when you see an advert from Subway, for instance, that they are advertising they need more staff to work behind the counter and make sandwiches.
Mm.
Um, and what do they call them sandwich artists? So,
Oh,
what on earth are you on about?
stick some ham in a bun.
So, you can't jazz it up.
They're trying.
They are trying, but I mean,
Yes.
unbelievable. Yeah, I
I
thought.
begrudgingly quite like a Subway, but
No, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's you can't have it all the time, but I mean, at no
no.
point have I ever felt while I'm going through the process of the sandwich being constructed for me, would I ever look at the person across the counter. I'm not judging them; they're doing fine work, but I don't look at them and go, "That's an artist right there,"
No. Oh,
because they're not.
the way he
They're,
curled that lettuce on top of the cheese there.
they they're under some sort of time constraints, and it's just, I mean,
Yeah, they
so
got to get it
essentially
right.
they're
Yeah.
throwing it in a baguette type thing.
They are really,
Yeah,
yes. They're throwing a variety of ingredients that you have pointed at into a baguette and then handing it over. Yeah,
yeah,
that's true. It's not an art form. No, I think
no,
that's stretching it a bit far.
yes, no, I thought you liked that though.
Yes, absolutely. Oh
Yeah,
dear. I'll
unbelievable.
look out for that next time I have one.
Yeah, yeah, you're looking out for that. But also, even if you get the local paper through the door or something like that, it's always worth have a little skim to the job section and see if Subway are advertising, and they advertise it as a sandwich artist.
Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
Oh, it's what is wrong with the world.
That's bad.
But that's not. I've. It was. I saw something on a health and safety form. This was donkeys years ago when I heard one of my first jobs, and it was to do with um, what tools were permitted
Oh yeah.
in the staff room. What the staff were allowed to use and obtain. Just it was essentially they were listing out a really basic toolkit that was allowed to be on hand and used by people, and think, well, it's common sense to use these things, so it's probably fine. And we were going through, and there was one thing in there, and they listed a particular tool, and they just, instead of naming it what anyone else would name it, in this particular health and safety document, it was called a variable weight applicator. Any thoughts on what that might be?
Oh my word! A variable weight applicator.
Yeah,
Hmm. You could put that down to a sandwich maker, I suppose, but
you could.
um,
No, but what they were getting at is that was a hammer.
oh, of course. Oh dear.
Yeah, if
Oh,
there was a few of us sat around reading this again. What are they on about? Yeah,
what are they talking about? That's
but no,
oh dear.
yeah, that's the similar sort of person.
Oh, that's bad, isn't it? It's like Apple and their geniuses, isn't it?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
I
you,
love the
you
way that.
take you take your MacBook to the Genius Bar.
Oh, I love the way that he. I remember in Big Bang that they said they just can't stand the way that they devalue the word genius.
Yes. Well, absolutely.
And it's true. And you see them go to work and go, no, 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 no. I'm taking that off of you because you have no idea what you're doing.
Yes, you are most definitely not a genius.
Yes, I had to actually during lockdown. We had an iPad malfunction of one of the kids, and in
Mm.
order for the warranty or Apple Care, whatever it was, to be fulfilled, I had no choice but to have a conversation. It was a Teams thing,
Oh
obviously
dear.
with it being in lockdown, and I had to describe what the problem was, and I knew exactly what the issue was, and I knew it couldn't be fixed. The logic board and it was absolutely buggered,
Okay, yeah,
and
that's a
all I
new
wanted,
iPad.
yeah,
Yes.
and all I wanted it to do was go right, acknowledge this. Can I have a new one, please?
Yes.
So I ran through everything that I said, right. We started this conversation again. Have you done this? Have you done this? I was like, I just said to look, I am quite techie. I listed out everything I'd done, and I said, look,
Yeah.
it's the logic board. It's gone. Nothing can be done about this.
Yes.
I just need that acknowledged on a bit of paper so I can have a new one, please.
Yes.
And no, so I listed out everything that I'd done. And then he ran through a questionnaire going, have you done this? Yes, I did that because I told you in the list. And we went through every step that I'd already done.
But he won't be allowed to authorize a new one until he's read you the script.
It's like, what is the point in this?
Yes. It's a problem.
Mm.
Did you get a new one?
Yeah, it was fine in the end. It's like,
Okay. That's good.
I know what I'm doing. It's fine. It's
Yes.
just
This
bloody
is not my first
infuriating.
time.
I read. I went through everything. I said, like, we've done the whole lot here. Please don't troubleshoot with me. Please, I beg you. and all he did was troubleshoot with me.
Yeah, of course. He won't believe you when you say you're quite techie.
No, he
No, no,
won't
no,
believe
no.
me
He is
that
a
I am.
genius.
I think I disproved that very quickly.
I would say Apple has had two geniuses in its history.
Yeah, and neither one of them are there anymore.
Neither one of them are there anymore.
Mm,
Yes, and they certainly don't work behind anything called a bar.
no, no. Oh my goodness me! I mean,
One
don't
of
get
them
me
looks like he spent quite a lot of time at a bar,
wrong.
but that's
Steve, not Steve.
yes. Well, they're both called Steve,
Oh,
actually.
they are both called Steve. Actually, yeah. I
Yes,
know.
yes.
I went. I thought I got it wrong. Went. Oh no, I'm all right. No, they are
No,
both
you're
called.
all right there. You meant the other one. Yes.
You, great and powerful was is what I was on about.
The great and powerful was. He was certainly a genius. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, and Mr. Jobs just a genius.
And Mr.
Marketing.
Genius of marketing, not a technical genius, but he had
No,
no idea how any of it worked. But certainly genius of marketing. Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
I mean, their stuff at the moment, I've got no particular issue with. I mean, it's other than a faulty iPad. Touch wood, everything has been all right.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few devices kicking about, but yeah, it doesn't.
Hmm.
It doesn't have that air of gloriousness that it once did. I don't think.
No, it doesn't. It certainly there's nothing there to particularly get you excited. It's just more of the same, isn't it?
We have digressed there a little.
We have gone off a little bit there. We're not even talking about cars anymore.
No, but it's all right. I mean, it's a wonder we don't
Although,
digress this far that often, considering
yeah,
we both.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, maybe we should do more tangents. But of course, there has been talk of an Apple car.
Yeah, and immediately someone said, "Does that mean you have to turn it upside down to charge it?"
There you go.
Because of those poxy mice.
Yes, indeed.
Honestly,
Absolutely.
I adored my iMac, and it came
Yes.
with a Magic Mouse. And
Mm.
he went, I'm going to need to charge that. So you plug it in and go, I can't use my Mac.
Right.
Yeah, well, what on earth was that about?
There was a problem there, wasn't there? Yes.
Oh, but yeah, the rumours about the car won't go away.
No, they won't. They keep coming back, but they have their most recent official announcement is that they are going to develop the entire thing in-house. What they didn't mention was that's because everybody else in the industry has said no. Nobody will work with them.
I can kind of see that.
Toyota were the last one to turn them down.
Wow, that would have been
And
quite something, actually. That would have been a hell of a pairing.
yeah, it would have been, but
But I can
no.
see why. I bet they would be buggers to work with.
Yeah.
They're rich for a
Oh,
reason.
yeah. Yes, quite.
Mm.
No, there's been talk of them speaking with Hyundai and Toyota and a number of others, and they've all walked away from it, saying, "Nope, this isn't worth the bother."
No, and they're probably right.
They're probably right. Um,
The only
and of
thing
course,
you
if
hope is that the Bluetooth connectivity for your phone would be absolute perfection.
that'll be spot on.
You
Yeah,
bloody hope so.
and I imagine CarPlay will work quite well. But other than that, I don't quite understand why they want to be in the car business, to be honest.
I don't. Yeah, it's a bit odd because I've heard that before. I've heard them say, "Oh, we're going to do a games console." I think, well,
Yeah, going to do a
just
television at one point.
yeah, just
The
stick to what you
problem,
good at.
the problem with the car is that they are coming to the market quite late,
Yeah, just a bit.
and in terms of what they like to do when they first enter a sector, in being a sort of kind of fresh, aspirational, innovative brand.
Mm,
Well, Tesla are already there, aren't they?
yeah,
Tesla are where Apple would want to be in the market. They
yeah.
are they're the cool, aspirational, technologically advanced brand.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? You kind of
They're already there.
you want to drive your Tesla while you've got your iPhone and your iPad in the car. That's
Yes.
it's if they've got any sense, they'll leave it well alone.
I don't, and it's going to, if they ever do it, it will be eye-wateringly expensive.
Yes, and a case in point, like you say, late to market. When they decided after Amazon and Google had cornered the home speaker market, they went, "It's all right, we're here."
Yeah.
And I don't know anyone who's ever bought one.
No, this is the problem, isn't it?
Mm.
Where Apple have succeeded is where they have, they've come to they've come to the market late before with things. I mean, the iPhone was not the first smartphone. The iPad was not the first tablet, but
No.
they were a different way of thinking about what those things were.
Yeah.
They sort of reimagined, and they became the first. The iPhone was the first modern smartphone. The iPad was the first modern tablet, and they disrupted those industries when they launched those products.
Mm.
Again, Tesla have already done all that.
Yes.
Tesla have already disrupted their industry. They've already reimagined what a car is and how we use it. They're already at the cutting edge. They're already the cool aspirational brand that Apple would want to be. So there's kind of nowhere for Apple to be in the market. And they're just going to get called a Tesla wannabe, aren't they? Because Tesla are not standing still. So by the time Apple get their car to market, if they're going to do one, which could, let's be honest, be another 5 years, well, where are Tesla going to be by then?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
you think
It's like,
you're too slow and you're too late for this.
you just
And
leave
someone else is in your place in the market. And if the rumors are true that they could have bought Tesla a few years ago and didn't, then well, that's hard cheese, isn't it? Really?
Oops.
Yes.
Yeah, that is that's it's their own fault.
Not many of us get to pass up on $1 trillion opportunity.
No, this is true. No, that's their own fault. But I just think they should just leave it, stick to what they know, and
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that might be a stretch too far. And it's one of those things that could kind of run away with them and could do them some serious damage. Because if they came out with it and it wasn't very good,
that's game over.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like proper game over. That is because the amount of money it would cost to develop.
Quite.
Yeah.
And then if they came out with something that didn't work properly, then they're going to have to pour more money into it very quickly to try and salvage the situation. That sort of project at that scale, if it went wrong, it could kill them.
Oh,
even a company as big and as wealthy as Apple, something like that on that scale, if it went bad, that could kill them.
Yeah, definitely, and it could. I mean, well, judging by some of their electronics over the years, again, they'd come out and go, "Oh yeah, you can only charge it at our bespoke charging points."
This is. Yeah, we're doing a proprietary charging cable. You have to buy from us.
Doesn't that sound familiar?
The third-party ones won't work. You see, you'll get a message up on the screen.
That's right. Yeah, you can't just go on Amazon and buy a new cable.
Oh, no! You've got to buy it from us.
Yeah, so
that's the kind of rubbish they would pull. That's the trouble.
Yeah, and everyone else would just go, "Nah, you're right, Tar.
You're all right. Thanks. I'll have a Tesla."
They'll have a Tesla, and if you're not feeling overly flush, you go to a Korean brand and buy
exactly
something like that because
a Kia or a Hyundai and
everywhere.
Yes, they are, and they're really good. They're really good. This is the problem. I think they're just the ship has sailed. They're too late, and they don't really have a reason for doing it. I mean, maybe they won't, but they keep talking about it. I think something is in development somewhere.
I just hope it doesn't see the light of day because I do like their phones, and I'd rather not have to not use them.
Yes,
because they're out of business.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like their tech too. I use it exclusively, but yeah, I have no desire to see an Apple car. I think
No,
that could be that. I mean, yeah, it doesn't really have a reason to exist.
no, it doesn't. No, not at all. No. Um, I suppose if we round it off, I know we keep telling everyone to buy a Mark 1 Focus,
We do. It's
but
important.
we've had a really electric heavy episode here,
We have actually. Yeah, you're right.
which is fine. I wonder if anyone's even considered converting one yet.
That's a very good question. I've never seen one.
So, right, maybe that should be. I mean, if no one's bought
Ooh,
one, if no one's taken our advice, then go right. Okay, then for the more affluent of you, it's time to convert one because
ooh,
it was a futuristic looking car when it came out, and you could still
it
accuse it of
was.
being that now. So,
It was absolutely. Oh well, you're talking. You're talking probably at the moment about 20 grand to do a decent electric conversion on a car,
yeah, yeah, that
as a
seems fair.
starting point. But since you can buy them for, well, in some cases, a few hundred quid, and actually you could buy one that's mechanically pretty knackered because
Yes.
you don't care. As long as the bodywork and the interior are in decent shape,
Hmm.
the engine could be completely shagged. It doesn't matter. You're taking that out.
Yep.
So interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, never even thought of that. What a brilliant candidate.
So there we go. Right. There you go. That's the next piece of stuff at Waffle Advice.
Very good.
Go and buy yourself an electric converted Mark 1 Focus.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.